All right, here we go, downtown Fresno. Oh, yeah, this is bad. They have trashed this downtown. Oh my God. Look, these people have a living room set up right here. What is happening, California? That was the last time I was here. It was a mess. And I came back 4 years later to see what it looks like now. In case you didn't hear, this isn't allowed here anymore. For now, I think. All right, so I am standing on a street right now in downtown Fresno that looks completely different from what I saw the last time I was here 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, I know it was exactly 4 years ago. I came through Fresno and the place just looked an absolute wreck. I'm showing you on camera what this looked like then. And this is what it looks like now. I've been driving around here for 5 minutes going, what in the damn hell? Now, a lot has changed since the last time I was in California. 50 cities in this state have made camping in public illegal, some sort of enforcement on homelessness, including Fresno. They were the first city to do it, and that's why I came to see what's it look like. Let's go find out. Oh. What's
all because you want to play. They're fighting over here.
They're fighting.
They're trying to throw them out.
Oh, there's a fight. What are they fighting for?
That's how you're throwing people out.
They're throwing people out?
Yeah.
Wait, they're throwing him out?
Yeah.
And so the nonprofit resource support center place is throwing somebody out. And there's a bunch of people yelling and screaming.
What they do, these people don't have to be homeless. These things they put on the homeless people, a lot of these people draw checks and they still stay down here in the streets. They got addresses and stuff where they draw their checks and get their stuff. They don't have to be homeless. They want to be. A lot of these people got money. They got money. They don't hustle money. They don't hardly hustle nobody for money because they draw their checks. I guess they don't want the responsibility of a household.
OMG, there's a lot of drama happening in Fresno right now. A lot of. Just, you need to stick around and watch this whole video. It was crazy. Forever now, California's been the center of all the unhoused. That's what they call them here. There's almost 1 million homeless people in America now. And 187,084 of them are in California. Nope, 187,085. Somebody just showed up on a bus. California spent 4 times more than any other state to fix their homeless crisis. But it's double than where it was when the spending spree started. $24 billion in homeless spending, and nobody knows where it went or what it did. Look at this motel here. He's just passed out. Just chilling. Like, this looks third world. We're in Haiti or some Caribbean third world country. Nope, Fresno. 5th biggest city in the 5th biggest economy state. Now, they say the problem here is affordability. And some say, no, it's not. It's drugs. Now, here's what's happening right now, though. California is now leading the way to get rid of homeless people, which is crazy because forever they've been saying you can't remove tents and stop people from sleeping on sidewalks. That's mean. It's illegal. Well, in 2024, the Supreme Court said, no, you can make public camping illegal. And shockingly, right, California was the first state to do that. And Fresno is the first city to try it. Everybody in Fresno was like, what's happening? This is wonderful. They're actually cleaning up the homeless camps. Here's somebody just on the ground, probably asleep right outside of Wendy's. And it's just a normal afternoon in Fresno. Nobody's even paying attention to it. Gavin Newsom stood up and said, "Hey, I always wanted to enforce homeless camping laws, you guys, but my hands were tied." Yeah, right. Nobody really believes that. He's running for president soon. He doesn't care about all this stuff. Even though this looks like a lot, trust me, it's way less than it was before. I know, that's just downright pathetic. Anyways, Fresno's the first case study on what happens when you enforce public homelessness. And you keep watching, because I don't think they got it figured out at all. All of this was a homeless camp. And I'm showing the footage right now of what it used to look like here. This is what it looks like today. There's probably, I don't know, 5 people down here instead of 500. All of this was a complete disaster last time I was here. All right, so I've been driving around for a couple hours and there's homeless people everywhere. Just about every block there's a couple. What they're doing right now is not allowing people to settle. So you can stop, you can hang out for a while, you cannot camp, you can't linger for too long or they'll come and harass you or throw you out. But they're all over, and I feel like I'm seeing what I thought I was gonna see, which is basically, instead of them allowing everybody to just hang out in one spot, right, like one giant homeless camp, they're just like, scattering them all over the place. So they're in neighborhoods and all over in the strip malls and just kind of everywhere. People in Fresno call all the time whenever a new tent pops up. They're like, "There's one over here on the corner of Dakota and Blackstone. Come down here." And they do. They come down and get it. I think people in Fresno are like, hell yeah, they're actually doing something about it. I've been complaining about this forever. Nobody did anything. Of course, they do sweeps. They try to put people in shelters and put them on buses or just shoo them away. They don't really care where they go. You just can't camp here, damn it. There's a bunch of cops flying out of here. What is going on here? Oh, we got a homeless camp. Got to go get them. Hardly anybody actually takes the city up on their offer to accept housing and get help. 10% at the most. But it's a start, I guess. They say they're going to prosecute homeless people who violate the homeless ban, damn it. Well, that's not really working. They don't really do that. Most of them actually never even show up to court. The first case Fresno tried versus this guy, Wiki Two Hands, the court just threw the case out, said, "Go back to the streets. We're not going to get you in trouble." So all the other homeless people were like, "Yay! They're not going to enforce the law. We knew it." It's complicated, though. President Trump has threatened to pull homeless funds from California, which would mean less free money for free housing and less money for the nonprofits. They're like, boo. And then Democratic State Senator Sasha Renee Perez introduced State Bill 634, which would make it against the law to enforce the new homeless law, meaning all of this might be gone if she gets her way. If you live in California, you should write her office. Her email's right there. We've seen at least 3 people just on the highway, walking on the side of the freeway, on the off-ramps. Here's another one. Welcome to California. It's been a long time since I've been here. Yeah, it is all over out here. That dude's just peeing. I missed it. He was just peeing on the side of the wall. Oh, he's not done peeing. You got homeless people right here. Let's just call them drug addicts. This dude's he's just chilling. He doesn't even notice I'm even here. What a wonderful day. What's up? Hey. She's like, he just woke up. What's good? I'm on YouTube. What? And she is just having herself a morning, an afternoon. It's very frustrating. YouTube is now restricting content that it says is controversial. So sadly, I had to hide some of this content, which people need to see. This is documenting America and our problems, right? But there's a lot of great stuff on that membership page. It's not just uncensored content like this. You can join for as little as $2 a month. Sorry I have to do that, but that's the way things are going right now with YouTube. And then you got this guy who is battling with a golf club. I'm not sure. No, is that a golf club? Something. Is that gunshots? I don't even know what that was. I'm going to put the price of this motel on the bottom of the screen, just so you have perspective. I think the biggest proponent to homeless camps is a guy who runs the Blackstone Business District. I'm on Blackstone Street right now. He's been harassing the mayor for a long time about the homeless problem, so much so that I think the mayor blocked him from emailing the mayor's office or something. We're about to find out.
And when we remove the encampments, the businesses in that shopping center within 30 days, they tell me, the break into our business went down to zero, and our revenue went up 30, 40, and 50%.
When they moved the homeless people away, the businesses
revenue goes.
Of course.
So imagine you have a shopping center, you have a store, and you have an encampment in front of your business. Do you think people come in? Do they feel comfortable coming in?
No.
And what the city bought, they bought multiple hotels here on Blackstone. The Blackstone is the artery of Fresno. It's 8.5 miles long. It's the highest tax generating corridor for the city. Yet they put homeless people, they purchased properties on Blackstone. They brought people from out of the area, from different areas in Blackstone, and they housed them over here within 1,000 feet of schools, of parks, of businesses, of residents. We had last year 4 kids that I know of from middle school close by. They were recruited into gangs because they're walking to school, they're meeting with these people. Let's throw an old Fresno.
So by taking down the homeless camps and saying you cannot camp here, they spread out and it ruins more of the city. Yeah. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
That they were living in under the bridge.
They're removed.
They removed. So
yes,
would you consider that a safe zone? That you would have been, so you'd rather have them all back in one area than wandering around?
Yes.
That building burned because of homeless people in it?
Yes.
That was like an old Pizza Hut.
About 60 vacant buildings this year got burned.
In Fresno?
In Fresno, 60 vacant buildings.
From homelessness?
Yes.
All right, so I'm driving around this former homeless camp area. A lot of it's just gone. But I'm gonna try to talk to somebody that maybe runs a business on this street and see if I can get some opinion from someone that had to live through that hell. So the gentleman inside of Central Fish, Fresno, his name's Morgan. He's been pretty vocal about how the homelessness has affected his business downtown. So I'm gonna go in here and talk to him. So Morgan, how do you feel about the new laws that Fresno's passed? How has it affected your business?
There's no encampments that are here for a long time, which is great. I don't see how a business owner could disapprove of that. I mean, they used to be camped out here constantly, and you can't do that anymore, so it's good.
How did it impact your business and your customers and your way of life before?
You know, we were kind of ground zero of the homeless problem in Fresno, and at a certain point, you know, you, rather than go insane, you just have to accept it at a certain point. So that's kind of what we just always had to deal with. Having, I guess, in a strange way, homelessness spread to places where they weren't before, and that NIMBY attitude, and they finally get a dose of what it feels like to just accept it. And now they're doing something about it because it affects them. So it actually took the homeless going to these places other than Ground Zero and showing like this is a problem, and should we accept this, or should we do something to kind of help the situation? And what they're finally doing now, and kind of, I guess, aggressively attacking the problem with these encampments, should have been done a long time ago, in my opinion.
Well, I know a lot of them down there that don't need to be down there, don't have to be down there. Their families, they got families, but they don't want to go home to their families. And that's the biggest problem with people. What did people do years ago? There was no homeless. They all had a family, so the homeless took off because I guess the federal government just give them everything they need. Anytime they go to sign up for stuff, they get money, food stamps, and everything. So they don't have to be homeless.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's you on a
Hey.
YouTube thing?
Yeah. You want to be on it?
Yeah, let him talk.
We're talking about how the area's cleaned up.
No, they have a facility at the old VMC, Valley
Yeah.
Medical Center. That should be addressed, should be for mental health. It's a large old hospital. So therefore, why you just don't strip it and put some people to work to do the construction and then put the mental health over there? Because it's really a problem. Drugs and mental health and, a whole bunch of host of issues that we don't even tackle, But the government, they just line their pockets and their own special interests. But they're not worried about the small people. That's what I see,
Yeah?
Okay.
So you,
Go ahead.
tell me, brother. So this used to all be homeless stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel now that it's out of here?
Better. Not have to worry about them being in the back. In the back, they used to jump the fence, live back there, start fires and stuff, and it's not good. And it sucks that they're homeless, but everybody has to figure out something to do with themselves. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean go tear up other people's stuff. It's pretty much it right there.
It took forever for him to get them out of here, huh?
Little by little. But I don't think they should be put in jail for it, though. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe help. They're closing down a bunch of homeless shelters. So that's gonna mess things up too, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why, but that helped out a lot of people. Got them off the streets, got them jobs, got a place to live. They should have kept it up. But that's pretty much it, Other than that, I think it's better now.
It's way better.
Yeah, a lot cleaner.
Yeah, man. All right, thanks, man. What,
All right.
what is is this a bar?
No, it's a roofing company.
Okay, all right. All right, so I've been walking around in what was ground zero of all this crap here. I talked to a couple business owners. One of them was just like, I feel bad. They didn't really bug us very much. They need help, but they want to be on the streets. I don't feel bad for them. It's their own decision. And the guy over here that runs the roofing company just said, hell yeah, they're out of here. Hell yeah. I feel bad that they're homeless, but get them out of here. So I'm guessing most other people are probably going to be happy that they're not here. I don't think anybody's going to be sad to see them go. I'm going to run up and check on some other stuff that I got to do right now, but there you go. Give the mic to regular people and let them talk. So I drove around Fresno. There's homeless people all over. It's super bad. And even though what I saw looks terrible to you, trust me, it's still way better than it used to be, which is shocking. These people aren't even paying attention. Don't know what's going on there. Somebody's under that. I think long-term California wants to put these people in housing or force them into rehab. They're even talking about institutionalizing people. Hopefully, maybe start to rehab them towards a better life. It's all the way down the street. They haven't really solved anything. These people have lost their minds. But this is becoming a thing. So California was the first state to do this, and now 7 other states have some sort of a homeless ban or a plan for that. They say as California goes, so goes the rest of the country. So I think a lot of states are looking at what's going on in California to say, like, is this going to actually work? Can we enforce it? Can we legally enforce it? What's going to happen? What are the repercussions? So President Trump's been really pushing hard on this. He said states that don't kick homeless people out of camps, basically states that don't enforce homeless bans, might lose federal funding. Uh-oh. So there's a billboard for Poverello House is a homeless shelter here in town. I don't very often see a billboard for a homeless shelter. Here today, Miss Des.
So this is the POV, is what they call it. They call it the POV because we have an unhoused organization down here called the Poverello House.
Yeah.
So we call this the POV, even though we have Fresno Rescue Mission and the Poverello House. It's just been known as the POV. So this is the POV. We used to have about 181 people. What's that? We used to have 181 people. I had during COVID, I think the max that I had on the street was about 215 and COVID time. 6 months went by. 6 months went by and they didn't pick up trash. It was awful. I mean, it was like a third world country down here, you know? It was sad. I mean, it's getting cleaned up a lot, but we still have a lot of people that 10 years ago I met down here on this street, and they're still on the street. And that's a sad thing, but go ahead, brother.
They're putting people out, man. They're not, their job is the house, right?
There's a bunch of stuff to talk about with Des Martinez. Wonderful lady. She's out here trying to fight for the homeless people, just in the middle of, as the city's trying to sweep them all away and enforce the law. She's been trying to point out the new homeless ban here is making the problem worse, damn it.
This is the sanction camp.
Okay.
Jerry Dyer, the mayor here of Fresno. This is the only place where they tell you can come to camp.
Okay.
So they
So
say
you can camp out here on the street outside of the house, but that's the only place in town.
yeah, this is where they bring everybody. So when police will pick them up and bring them down here and drop them off. So here in Fresno, we have an ordinance called 102101A, which is no person shall stand, sleep, or sit on public property, right? No, it's lie, sleep, or sit on public property. And with that ordinance, what happens is a lot of people get arrested, right? So you're breaking the ordinance right now. Like if we were to sit down on the sidewalk and the police come by, we should be under arrest because we're violating the law. Just by sitting on the sidewalk. Everybody right now is violating the law. They can all be arrested. So because they're violating the law, the police can pull up and detain you immediately, which means they can run you for warrant checks. So it's not against your rights because you're detained because you're violating the law. So that's their way of detaining individuals, running them for warrants and stuff. Once they run them for warrants, like say we're away from here, they'll pick them up and they'll say, you got 2 choices, jail or go to program. We don't have any beds in the program, so people are like, oh, take me to a program. So they arrest you, put you in the car, they bring you down here and they drop you off outside the gate, right?
Yeah, even people that's mentally challenged.
So how has that affected the homeless population, that they scattered them instead of trying to treat them and find a problem, right? Is that what you feel they're doing, is just harassing and scattering?
And what's your son?
Yeah, in 2008 when they tore up Tent City, that was the worst thing they could have done. Everybody was in one spot. Everybody in the whole city and county knew where they can go, and it was just right over here.
Yeah.
But they came in and they tore up the whole thing, and they got some money and they built this and said they spent $10 million on this, and this was all that was given. You know, when they did that, everybody left and went all over the city, right? So now we have over 5,000 people on the streets that are just scattered now. Now we have them in alleys and on the front porch, in the street, on the sidewalk. It doesn't matter. We're everywhere. There's nowhere to go, so we're everywhere. we're going to go where people are going to leave us alone until something bothers us, and then we're going to move. That's just how it is right now. That made it worse.
For example, over here, we have a grocery outlet went out of business.
Okay.
Went out of business because of all the homeless
Oh, really?
issues over here.
This grocery store went out of business because of homeless problems.
Yeah. We have Rite Aid went out of business. We have Walgreens went out of business.
Oh, look at right here.
From all,
Rite Aid and Walgreens both went out
went out of business
on Blackstone.
on Blackstone.
How many businesses total were lost because of the homeless problem? You just named like 5.
Yeah, so I don't know how many, but
Okay, a lot.
basically, when one closes, most likely it doesn't reopen. Yes, so we have, and I've met a lot of people from Florida, from Seattle, from out of state. They came here because they're homeless, because they get more services over here. So people are sending, out of states, out of cities are sending the people here. From San Francisco, from LA, they're just dropping people over here.
Well, California needs a bus and back.
Yeah.
So,
This one
okay.
closed over here for lease. We never reopen. This is the dealership. There's one dealership closed over here.
Yeah.
We never reopen. So when something...
The car dealer.
Car dealership.
Because of the homeless?
Because of the homeless.
Were they like living in between the cars?
They're
On the
stealing
lot?
from the cars a lot.
Stealing.
But the point is, people in Fresno, when you ask a lot of people in Fresno, would you go to this area? They tell you, no, I don't go to that area.
Yeah.
I don't go. This is a slum. I've heard the word slum so many times.
Why do you think most people in Fresno are homeless?
So, from what the mayor said a few months ago, I heard him, he said, we only build 26% of the homes that we need every year, 26%. So, it's supply and demand.
But the people that I see out here don't even have a job. They can't afford a house.
It's addiction.
It's just drugs.
It's addiction.
Okay,
yes,
it's just
addiction.
drugs.
So what happened, the policy of the city for years was if you have homeless on your property, you call the city and say, oh, this is not priority for us. We
Yeah.
have more priority. And if you call them multiple times and they come every time to help you resolve the homeless issues on your property, which are trespass on your property, then they will send you a notice that you called us so many times.
Yeah, you called too many times. Here's a $50 ticket.
Yeah, it's more than that.
How much is it?
I don't know.
But why did they lose funding on that
yeah,
shelter?
But I want to say the police are doing the job.
The police are. Yeah, they try.
We have the best police.
It's never the police fault.
organization
It's
over
the,
here.
it's the cities telling them,
It's a policy that comes from above.
stand down, don't enforce.
So now, a lot of shelters that the city owns, they lost the funding. By end of the year, there's no more funding for them. So the worry is that all these people in those shelters, they're gonna be on the street. So that's why I'm calling for a solution.
It's never
which
going to
is-
end.
Which is, we need to have a safe zone, put them in a safe zone,
All right.
take them off everybody's
I
property.
get you. All right. Why don't they solve what?
Only a fool would cut out his job because, hey, they wouldn't have no job. Even the police department, hey, they could stop crime. This country will stop crime. But how many people would be out of a job?
So if they solve the homelessness, then all the nonprofits would
All
be
the
out of a job.
nonprofits be gone.
Yeah.
If they solve the drug problem,
It ain't the drug problem. It's some of the ministers in the pulpit. Hey, they know what's going on. But he wouldn't have a job if everybody was a Christian. What would he be teaching them?
Now the latest big idea plan that's out in California is housing first. You just give homeless people a key to a taxpayer-funded apartment, no questions asked. And some people say that's just going to enable this lifestyle further. It's going to put money into the homeless industrial complexes' pockets. You know, politicians, developers, nonprofits. There's a lot of fraud going on, a lot of waste. Who knows where all that money goes? But you knew that.
So, I mean, we are spending a lot more money. If you add it up, it's $101 a day in Fresno, California to incarcerate somebody, right? Now, they try to say we have 1,236 people unhoused. Let's just say that's all we have. Well, I mean, times that to 365 days out of the year for 1 year. to incarcerate 1,000, over 1,200 people is like $62 million. So our mayor would rather spend $62 million to incarcerate over 1,200 people than to sit there and better them. We've received probably about $500 million in homeless funds from the state, federal, everything combined. And over the past 5 years since COVID, basically. And, you know, we have about, I would say 49% rise in homelessness. Just last year, we've had a 10% rise. Just a 10% rise in street homelessness, a 3% rise within the shelters. I mean, that's just way too much. You're looking at a couple extra hundred people. You know, if we have 5,000 people in the street, 30%, you know, you got 10% rise, you got an extra 500 people a year.
Is that housing or drugs or both? Lack of housing?
Oh no, housing. It's direct. I mean, there's a lot of people that are in housing that have been addicts for 50 years and they're still in housing. So losing your house is not always about drugs. It's not always about drugs that brings people to the streets. The way the world is today, people's mental health, their people's conditions are getting worse for some reason, you know, even housed individuals. And, you know, the cost of living, the cost of resources are going up to where even housed people with jobs can't afford counseling and therapy and the medication. So it's not just people that are have an addiction of some sort anymore. It's the cost of living has gone way too high. And they need to start paying, the taxpayers really need to start paying attention to the money. Because if they don't, and they're only seeing us pushed off of the sidewalk in a back alley, just because you don't see us doesn't mean we're not there. We're there, but we're behind your house and not in front of it. Your choice, not ours. We want to be visible. We want to be seen because we want help. And until we get it, we're going to continuously be out here on the streets because we want you to see us. Now, aren't people out here sick? Yeah, there's a lot of people out here sick. But homelessness is a disease and it has a cure and it's called a home. Housing first is not what it used to be. Affordable housing isn't affordable for all. So we need to really start talking about that stuff and educating our community and the taxpayers instead of leaving it up to data. I'm more than data. I'm more than just your billboard. You make more money off of me, keeping me out here in the streets, transition me into a shelter, transition me into rapid rehousing for 6 months, only to know that I'm disabled. I only get $1,200 a month. So in 6 months, that $300 rent went up to $1,400. I can't afford that. So guess what? I'm back out on the streets and I'm back in the system. What's the difference? Human trafficking to me. We're all being human trafficked out here by the government, and people really think that sweeping the unhoused into an alley it is curing homelessness. It's not. We're still out here and we're getting worse. Our mental health is getting a lot worse. And once that goes, we reach for the bottle, we reach for the pipe. Now we have triple problems: housing, mental health, behavioral health conditions worsening, and now a substance use disorder. Come on now. It can all be prevented in the first place. But if we really want to end homelessness, then let's prove it, because I really don't think anybody wants to end homelessness. I really don't. I think they're really making money. The government's making so much money.
The nonprofits.
Oh, yes, the nonprofits.
If they solve it, then they're out of a job.
Yes, like right here, this Barbarella House has made profited $4 million last year. It's a nonprofit organization. How can you profit $4 million? And look who's outside. Why do we have people sitting outside? Why are they not housed? Look at it on the inside of that gate. That's the only shade. That's why they're on the inside of the gate. That's the only shade. They have cut down all the trees out here on the street.
But they're not actually.
They're all homeless.
They're not staying in here.
No.
This is just a place for them to get resources.
So they won't be breaking the law.
Yes.
In here, you can sit in here. It's allowed. You can sit on the sidewalk inside there, all that stuff. No shade, all shade. People try to get shade. They've cut down every single tree that was out here.
So how do you feel about the new homeless camping ban that they've enacted here?
I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that, because I mean, we should all just help each other out. Period. It should be equal all the way around. As one city as Fresno, we as Fresnerians, we need to stop just judging each other and just help each other. Like, because why are we gonna kick the next man when he's down? He's already down. Like, well, you look like a punk beating up a punk.
Do you think that that's going to make things worse on people that are getting moved around instead of being able to stay in one place?
It's the person who makes it worse to me, honestly. But I mean, there needs to be more transparency in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you though.
Thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah. You want to be in it?
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Big Mike.
Big Mike. Are you on the streets right now?
Yes, I am on the streets.
So what do you, hold it up here. So how do you feel about the way the new laws that you guys can't camp in public anymore?
I feel that is really, I mean, where we gonna go? We don't have nowhere to go, man. We're stuck. That's all I can say, man. I just got out of prison. I did 27 years in prison. This is worse than being in prison, man. I'd rather go back to prison, man.
What did you go in prison for?
I went to prison for robbery.
Okay. Like armed robbery or something?
No, just snatch the purse.
Okay. 27 years for snatching a purse?
27 third strike.
Oh.
Like there's some shit that goes
These people
down.
are just out here just drinking 40s and stuff.
OG! You want to say something, OG?
I always want to say something.
Here, I'm gonna give you the mic, OG.
I always want to say something.
All right, man. I see you're just out here hanging out.
He wants to. He's doing an interview on basically like.
You just hold it. Just hold it like this. Yeah.
The laws right now on homelessness and mess like that and what's going on out here.
I'm glad you're around because they've been like telling us to leave and they drop us off here. You know what I mean? This is the place they drop us off right here.
Yeah.
And then they tell us that we can't be here. Oh, excuse me, I don't understand why they doing that.
Carfentanil. That's the new drug in Fresno. Tell me about what that is. That's like 50 times stronger than fentanyl. They use it for elephants. I don't know what the hell this shit is. What is carfentanil?
You know, we're trying to figure out who even likes that stuff because out here on the streets we don't like it. I mean, you got meth users that are against fentanyl. You know what I'm saying?
But carfentanil is on a different level. What is this new drug?
Oh, we're scared as hell. You know, they found like a good load of it here in Fresno County. Like, you can look that up. They just recently did a big bust here in Fresno on carfentanil. And so they're saying they're glad they caught it. We're like, what the frick is carfentanil? That's when we found out what it is. We're like, what the hell is this? And they're like, oh, it's 20 times worse than fentanyl. We're like, who brought this in and where is it coming from?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, but we know like fentanyl alone was killing so many of our street family members out here that were in addiction. I mean, it's killed so many of my brothers and sisters. I've seen so many deaths. Like it'll never leave my mind the way we found them.
So do you think they're gonna stick to it, or do you think that they're gonna slowly let things get back to where they were before, where they're not gonna enforce public camping and it's just gonna be like in a year we're gonna go, we're right back where we started?
It'll be fine-tuned. We're still learning. So there's going to be a lot of case studies coming up soon, and we'll figure it out from there.
They now cannot stop in one place. They're scattered. Yes. You're saying you liked it the old way?
So what I'm saying, let's find a better way.
A better way. Okay, so this way is not, you don't like the new way.
So let's find a better way. Let's find a safe zone. Let's find like 10 acres. Let's put them in those 10 acres, provide a wraparound service. Let's have it self-managed, but provide wraparound service.
Well, that's just a shelter.
It is not, because those people don't want to be indoor. So we can find 10 acres that have part indoor, part outdoor.
Let them camp, let them be outside if they want.
And I say, let's provide a methadone clinic to be part of it, because methadone is gonna take the edge off. Let's control the methadone, make sure that the dose is going down. We need to put them in environment, separate the homeless people from the gang members and the drug dealers, so put them in a different environment. Once they are in control and they live in a certain environment, they're gonna say, I need help. Because this is how California works. You cannot force them into detox, into rehab.
No, they're saying they might start to.
They might, but now it doesn't exist.
Just completely out of their minds. What is she doing? And then you've got people in the street behind me. God. Hopefully it's not closer than it appears. I don't want to be any closer to this. I mean, just the drugs have just ruined these people. Is she pregnant? I don't think she's right next to me. I don't think she even knows that I'm even paying attention to her. She's talking to herself. Oh shit, she's gonna hit my car. All right, better get out of here. She crazy. Damn. I mean, I am never surprised. Every time you come out and you shoot people, record people in that environment, you always see something new. I saw some new stuff right there. God. Yeah, so the new state law, the new Fresno law, the no camping, do you think that is making things worse for stabilizing some of the homeless folks that are able to like stay in a safe zone and in their area?
Because
now they're scattered.
A lot of people can't go to certain areas for one reason or another. A lot of it is domestic violence. Like I went through that tough, even out there in the camp. I went through it tough. But the camp helped because I was allowed to stay in there and my significant other was out of it. So he couldn't get to me anymore. So that was pretty bad.
It was a battle.
So scattering people makes things worse.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. If you don't have any type of stability, you have to get up and move every day. I mean, at the POV, yeah, you had to get up and pick up your stuff every day, depending on the officer, but you didn't have to move. Like, you didn't have to move out of that area, and you had meals there.
There's a lot more people out there, and apparently the whole no camping thing is not making things better in Fresno. I came in here with all these hopes about, oh my God, look at it, it's great, and they figured it out. I don't think that this is a solution really at all. They got to come up with a better plan than this. You can't just scatter people all over the place. You're not solving the problem. But you know what? I'm not an elected person. What do I know? I'm just trying to point stuff out as I see it and give people a voice to share their experiences. As the train, another Fresno train drives by. It's the end of the day, and I'm gonna go before somebody starts to look at me funny. The best little city in the USA, Fresno. Well, I don't know about that. But they're trying. You gotta give them credit. Good for you, Fresno.